Okay, we are live. Let me make sure on my phone. Actually, I don't even know how to make sure I'm live on my phone. All right, I'll just talk. Yeah, we are. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mills, and I make videos mostly about the Dominican Republic. And today I thought I would just do a video with my friend because we decided to do it live just because I feel like everyone's so bored right now. And this way it's more interactive. You guys can talk and ask questions. Or if you don't have any questions, that's fine too. You can watch this later after it's recorded. But why don't you introduce yourself and tell us like who you are, where you're from, whatever you want to say.
Hi guys, so my name is Emerly. I am from New Jersey. I am also Dominican. My parents immigrated from the Dominican Republic, and I am currently in the K-1 visa process as well. Thanks
Yes.
to my
Yeah, thanks. So Emerly's, I love her. She's so cute. So we actually met like through the K-1 visa process. And I love to like do videos with Dominicans, obviously, because I just feel like it's just obviously like that's what my channel's about. But where's your family from in DR, and like were you born in the States or in DR?
So most of my family lives in Los Alcarrizos, which is right outside of the Santo Domingo city.
Okay.
My parents were born in La Vega, so
Ah,
yeah, that's pretty close to Santiago.
yeah.
And I was actually born here. So I was
Okay.
born maybe 5 years after my mom came from the DR.
Okay, cool. And do you have Dominican citizenship too? I never remember like if you had to apply for it or if your parents are Dominican, you just get it automatically.
I do not. I
Okay.
can apply for a dual citizenship, but I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay, cool.
It's like on the to-do list.
Yeah. So how often, like you've never lived in DR, right?
No.
Okay. So how often do you like get to go back and forth? Like, were you going your whole life? Do you have like a bunch of experiences in the DR, or did you only start going when you were like a little bit older?
So I remember the first time I went, well, I don't remember, but I know the first time I went, I was 5 months old.
Aw.
I was a little baby. My mom took me there.
So
We
cute.
were there for maybe 3 months. And I
Oh wow.
remember going back and forth as a child, but the fondest memory I have of going to DR was
Mhm.
when I was like 10.
Okay.
And I would go for like 6 weeks, two
That's awesome.
months, give or take. I was there for a long time.
I feel like that's when you really start like remembering. Like, I mean, I obviously remember before that, but you start having like your own experiences. Like you can hang
Exactly.
out, like, okay. So, where do you go? Like when you go back, do you go to Santo Domingo?
Mostly, yes. So
Okay.
my mom's family is all in Santo Domingo. My dad's family I just recently met maybe 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
Um, I mean, I supposedly went there when I was a child. I do not remember.
Yeah.
So I know, yeah, I usually stay in Santo Domingo.
Okay. Cool. So tell us like what your favorite thing is about DR versus like, so since you went for like 6 weeks at a time, I feel like that's long enough to like really experience life there. Like a lot of people go for a week and then they don't really like get the day in, day out. Cause like when you're on vacation, it's so different. But if you're there for, 3 weeks or more, I feel like you really get to experience like, okay, everything that goes into like kind of living there. So what is your favorite thing, like the difference, or what's your favorite thing in DR more than in the States?
Definitely the weather, of
True.
course.
Yeah.
Summers here don't compare to it's like an eternal summer there, but just the
Yeah.
weather overall here doesn't compare to that.
Hmm.
On top of that, I feel like I can relate to people that go from here to DR in the sense that, yes, you do go for a vacation. And, like, of course, I stayed at resorts and stuff there. But
Yeah.
when I go there, I feel like I go to, like, temporarily live there rather than vacation.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
like, I love the fact that, like, we can be with family all the time
Mhm.
and just like be out. There's always something to do over there. Whereas here you're
Mhm.
stuck, in between four walls and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
like let me call see what she's doing if I could go visit today. Whereas if you're over there, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna show up to her house and like
Yeah, that's
eat
so
whatever she
true.
cooks because I know she cooked at 12.
Oh, I wish. Oh my gosh, I miss that. Do you have more like close relationships here or there? Maybe here because you like actually were here longer, or do you feel like no, like the family and friends I met there, like we're actually closer?
So I have a lot of cousins over there.
Yeah.
Um, Overall, we are like 32 grandchildren on my
Oh
grandparents'
wow,
side. So
that's
my
awesome.
cousins are like my true friends, I want to
Hmm.
say, like compared to my friends here. So basically, it's like if I have something personal going on, I'll hit them up in the group chat on
Yeah.
WhatsApp and I'm like, hey guys, this is
Cute.
going on, or like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, so yes, I could say I have a more personal connection like with
Yeah.
over compared to over there than here, if that makes
Cool.
sense.
No, it does. And do you speak Spanish?
I do, very
She
fluent.
is so fluent in Spanish. It is goals. And did you learn when you were like, did your parents speak Spanish to you, or did you learn like on your trips there?
So my parents always spoke Spanish to me, especially
Okay.
me being the first child, and my parents were immigrants. Like
Yeah.
I got the most of it. I am also the oldest of seven siblings and the
Insane.
one and only who speaks it the most fluently, I want to
Really? I
say.
didn't even know
Yeah.
that. Oh, I
I
knew
mean,
that was gonna come. They say speak Spanish. Both of us, but I mean, why don't you go first? Okay, I'll ask you a question in Spanish. Um, let's see. Okay, something easy, right? Because I hate speaking Spanish on video. ¿Cuál es tu comida favorita
mi
en
comida,
RD?
mi comida favorita en RD tendría que ser, uy, un chimi.
Really?
Like, saben diferente a los de aquí.
They were them. Oh, mango.
Yo no soy muy fanática del mangú. Me gusta, lo como, pero no es mi favorito.
Increíble.
No me gusta mucho el plátano.
Wow, my Wi-Fi is like, I feel like cutting in and out, but as long as you can still hear me,
Yes.
there them. You'll see. Oh, keep.
Oh, I think she left. Guys, Mills will be back in a minute. Let's hope. Her Wi-Fi is down.
Are you kidding?
There we go.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, finally.
Why is this me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I was like, the whole live's gone. I told you this stuff happens all the time. Okay, we
I was
got way
like,
more comments that I didn't even see. No, you stay. Good job. I'm surprised you didn't just hang up immediately. Okay. Sigue hablando. Oh yeah. No, you were great. Sorry, I don't know if it's I guess it is my Wi-Fi. Meet each other. We met in a DR like K-1 visa group, and yeah, we just like we're in a chat together, and like a few of us got close, so that's how we met. And
but I had started watching Mills's videos in January, I want to say, when I first decided that I was going to start the K-1 visa process. So it's like I kind of knew Mills before she knew me.
I feel like that happens a lot, and it's so funny because people will like know things about me, but I like don't know anything about them. So I'm like, wait, who are you? But I mean, it's fine. And Emerly's a true friend because she actually watches my videos sometimes.
It's more than you think, probably.
Just on repeat all the time. I don't know. Can you see the comments? I don't know if you can see them. If not, I can read them. Actually, I think I can add it.
I can see them, yes.
Show. Okay. So he's asking if we speak like can you see that one that I just added to the yeah. I don't think that you do because you're more Santo Domingo.
Although having
well,
English
your parents,
as the
yeah.
first somewhat, because having English as the first language, I already come off as having a different accent sometimes. Sometimes it just naturally comes out. So it's like sometimes I want to tell my mom, like, I'm gonna go do my hair, me voy a peinar, and I'll quickly say me voy a peinar.
Yeah.
And you know, it just comes off a bit cibaeño, but I don't really speak like the cibaeños.
That's true. I feel like if I guess had an accent, it would be that one, but obviously I have like gringa accent. So, but if I say the words like that, it would be more like Cibao, Santiago, that area.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to put another question up, and then I have more questions for you. Can you see it?
¿Qué provincias del sur han visitado? Santo Domingo, Boca Chica area. He ido a Punta Cana, he ido a Juan Dolio. Y del sur, eso es como que lo más que he visitado.
What about, have you been to like farther, like, let's see, Barona or...
La Romana. No, I have not made it past San Cristobal.
Oh, yeah, you said that. That's pretty good. And have you been to like Samaná, Las Serenas, Cabarete, or no?
Of course.
Cabarete. Which one's your favorite? I ask everyone, which is your favorite?
My favorite overall, like in the country, or?
Yeah, let's say, what is your favorite beach?
Las Terrenas. It has to be Las Terrenas. Yes,
it's so beautiful. You. I love that. I talk to people sometimes and they're like, "Oh, Boca Chica," and I'm like, "They're that." No, like absolutely not. I just feel like there's no way.
I don't know if you've been. There's a spot in Las Terrenas called Playa Cozón, where they have like the fried fish and the piña coladas and la piña coladas en la piña. Which is just amazing.
Amazing.
Like, I can't go to Samaná without going there.
So true. Yeah, I am dying to be in Samaná right now. Like on the beach. Yeah, like, oh my gosh. I can't. ¿Prefieren playas, montaña o ciudad? I would say
playa.
Yeah. My ideal location was when I was in Las Galeras, and it was a massive mountain on the beach. Like you see a beach out the window and you see the mountain. And that is just like pure beauty to me. Like cannot be beat. I would choose that every day over a city. Every day.
Oh, yeah.
Do
It's just
you?
like the city, especially Santo Domingo, sorry, is
No,
just
go.
so overwhelming. Like there's just way too many people, way too much
Yes.
traffic. You know, I'm from New Jersey, very close. I work in New York, so it's just too much New York City.
Yeah, I totally agree. Would you ever live in Santo Domingo? Or actually, would you ever live in DR? And then if you did live in DR, would you ever live in Santo Domingo?
I would definitely, yeah. But I'd live in like, it depends on what part of Santo Domingo, like kind
Okay.
of downtown Santo Domingo area, like
Yeah.
very quiet, the more quiet area.
Okay. Yeah. That makes
Um,
sense. I just can't do the traffic in Santo Domingo. Like, I hate the traffic
I
there.
love Santiago though.
Yeah. What have
Santiago's
you
amazing
done?
too. I've
Like,
been to Santiago.
Santiago, I love compared to Santo Domingo, but for things to do, I feel like there's more to do in Santo Domingo for people who are looking for like a bigger variety, you know, like
Yeah,
more
so
restaurants or more American stuff or bigger malls or all that.
yeah, so we have three of the most famous malls, I guess, in right in Santo Domingo. They're actually close to each other. We have
Yeah.
Sambil, we have Agua Mall, and we have Blue Mall, which is
Blue Mall
like
is
I think that
insane.
is the most famous
Yeah.
one.
I've been there. It's
Uh,
insane.
I haven't been there,
Really?
so
It's
uh,
nice, but it's like a mall. Like if you have a mall in the States, like it's not a big draw, but like to if you live in Santo Domingo and you have Blue Mall, then it's like you don't really need anything else. So
yeah. Uh, then again, like when I go there, it's kind of like I don't go and like go to the tourist places too much. It's more like I go to be with
yeah.
family. I'm in the barrio. I'm in
Mhm.
Los Alcarrizos. I'm in,
Yeah.
very low key. We
I'm trying
call
to
it Bajo Mundo.
I'm trying to think of like the most touristy place in Santo Domingo I've been. I mean, I guess it's like Zona Colonial, which I really liked. With like the old streets, it has the old architecture, which I think is really cool, and the restaurants, and like you can walk around. It's nice. But first of all, it's so once you like experience the other side, like going to Zona Colonial, I'm like, this is so expensive. Like I'm starving, but I don't want to eat because every restaurant is like so expensive that I'm like, never mind. So I'd rather like, I don't know,
Yeah.
not do that. But that's probably the
I feel
most
like La
touristy.
Zona Colonial is like, yeah, exactly. It's such a big tourist attraction.
Hmm.
Um, and I actually just went there for the first time now in December. Been to
Really?
DR a million times.
That
I
is
went,
so
it was actually
fun.
December 26th at like, yeah, 9 p.m. We were like, no vamos para la zona colonial. And we ended up there.
It's fun at
And,
night.
it
Like
was just
just
nice to see. Yeah, it was very fun. Like
that
they
is
had the
fun.
nice Christmas tree lit up. They had people, I think, like playing music. And like
Hmm.
there was a lot, I saw all the restaurants. So it was all nice to see.
It's cool, the art and stuff. Someone asked, when are you planning to go back? For me, I would like Chris has his work permit now, or his work and travel permit. So once the borders open, we would love to go back and visit. But that's pretty much up in the air. Like we talked about on my last live, we don't really know like when we'll be able to go. And I don't want to go like too soon because like I want to be responsible and stuff, but as soon as possible. And what about you?
Did you have a flight booked for now or no?
No, we didn't have a flight booked because he didn't get his travel permit until April 1st, and this stuff was like already happening. So we were like, well, and he got a job like right away. So unfortunately, like he doesn't have a lot of vacation time. I know, which is good, but on the other hand, I'm like, wait, shoot, we can't like just go whenever we want now. But definitely like as soon as we can. As soon as we can. Ugh. Um, when
Yeah.
and you're not going to go until your interview's ready, probably, or are you going to go before?
I had a flight booked for April 8th, 9th.
So sad.
I canceled that, so I know. I was gonna go get engaged, everyone.
I know. Emerly, basically, I mean, she is engaged, but she was gonna do like the real engagement. He
The
had his
real
whole
engagement, yes,
plan,
because
but you'll still do it when you get back, which is good. Like whenever, hopefully.
yeah, I like to believe that. Sorry,
No,
you
go.
talk, it
No,
pauses.
it's like a little bit lag.
Um, so I was gonna say I'd like to believe that everything happens for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand that. Like, I'm not upset over what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that it's out of my control, and I'm just glad that we're all healthy, food, we all have the basic necessities. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
So true. And did you go in January?
I
Or
went October 31st to
Mhm.
like November 4th, and then I went from December 17th through
Mhm.
January 2nd.
Okay, so that's pretty good. Like, not too. I mean, it sucks, but it's not like a year ago. You know that you had to stay, or that you
Yeah.
were waiting. Um, what's I gonna say? Let's see. Caraboco over Santo Domingo. I definitely agree personally, but no hate on Santo Domingo. That's just because I live there and I love like the chiller style.
I definitely have Hablar too. I've been there before.
It's amazing.
River Club especially is
Oh,
like
you've been
amazing. Have
there?
you been there?
Yeah, I've been there. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Um,
So
have you
beautiful.
been to like Hamaca de Dios, like the mountain
Yeah.
restaurant? I love it. It's amazing. Shout out from Santiago. Hi Manny. What's up? I think I'm in love. That's definitely to you. It's fine. We all are.
Well, he didn't specify, so we don't know.
It's fine. Oh, that's where did you say that's where your parents are from? Los Alcarrizos? Or no?
Yeah, that's where my family lives
Okay.
now.
That's awesome. Yeah, like you have way more experience in San Domingo than I do. But like, I don't know. I feel like no. It's like it's you're right. Since I'm from New York, it's like too much like New York for me. It's like not relaxing at all. Like no.
What is it? I'm sorry, it cut off.
Did it cut off? I said like since I'm from New York too, like I just don't want to be in Santo Domingo because it's too much like New York.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like when I picture DR,
Yeah.
I picture like the beaches or the mountains or like I guess Santiago, but like, you know, I don't know. It's just not no. Okay,
Yeah.
so when did you actually before I wanted to ask like do people when you go to DR, do people know that you're Dominican? And if they do know that you're Dominican, do they know you're like Dominican American? And if so, do they treat you differently at all?
So, yes, for some reason, it is very clear that I am not from there originally.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear me talk Spanish, of course, you can tell that like I speak like a Dominican, but
Yeah.
you can definitely tell that I'm not. I don't live there. So, do they
Kind
treat
of.
me differently? Yeah, we kind of do get special treatment in a way, but
Oh,
then
so you
I've
think that
also
they
noted like the girls.
oh,
Well, girls look at you different.
they do. But do okay, so if
I don't
you're
know
just
if
like
you
if you're
agree.
out, do you think that the girls can tell right away without you speaking?
Yes.
But why? Like that is so weird to me because to me, you look Dominican. Like I wouldn't be able to tell. You look like you're from Santiago. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's just that's weird.
Even being here though, people are like, "Yeah, you don't look Dominican," and I'm like, "Why? Because I'm white." Like, I'm not the whitest of my family to begin with, so it's like, you know, I have
Yeah.
cousins with like light eyes and light hair. So what makes the difference? But I get told it's like we shine,
Oh,
or we have like the cleaner look. If that makes sense.
yeah. I think you or we, but I'm talking about you because you're obviously Dominican and I'm not. So like you would think that they wouldn't be able to tell as much, obviously, as me. But like it's interesting that they still treat you differently. Like they treat me differently, but like especially girls, right? Like I feel like girls there are so much harder to talk to than guys. Like I could go there and make like 10 guy friends instantly. And like friends, I'm talking about guys, friends. But girls are just like, oh, I'm so intimidated, especially if they're in a group. I'm like, absolutely hell no, I'm not going to talk to them.
And they're nice. Like
they are.
Overall are super nice people, but it's like girls are just so much harder to talk to.
They are. I feel like it's probably like that here too, but it's just something about like, even if we were with Chris's friends, so like your boyfriend or fiance's friends, you know, if you meet in a group and there's girls there, it's still intimidating in the sense that it's like they're all friends and like they know that I'm not like one of them. Oh, kill me. That was the worst. But that is interesting because when you speak Spanish, like when I listen to you speak Spanish, it just sounds like DR Spanish to me. Like, I don't know. Like educated DR Spanish. Like I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah. I definitely try to like just make it sound more sophisticated because el típico dominicano nunca incluye la S.
Do you? So, because I don't. And Chris is like, okay, it's not como tu ta.
Like, okay, if I talk to my, it depends.
It depends, yeah.
It really depends. Like, sometimes I'll call my grandma and be like, hola, ¿cómo está usted? ¿Cómo le va? Sometimes I'll be like, dígame, ayude. Like, it just, both come out whenever.
Dígame
isn't... But I usually try to include my...
I feel like dígame is better than dime, which I say to Chris's parents all the time. I don't know. They're fine though. They're like, this bitch, she doesn't know.
That's because you reached that level of comfort.
True, we'll go with that. Have you done paragliding in Jarabacoa? It's amazing. I have. Have you?
I have not. I only went to like River Club and Hablar Dios.
Amazing. I think I did a video on this and like things to do in DR, and I included that when I talked about Jarabacoa. It is amazing. Like anyone watching, if you're ever there, it's like $60. No, it's maybe like $60 to $80. So it's kind of expensive, but it's so worth it. It was beautiful. Like you drive like all the way up almost to like Constanza and then you jump off the mountain. I loved it. So I recommend, even if you're afraid of heights. It's so fun. I can't. True, if you like traffic.
I did parasailing in Florida, so
yes,
definitely try that.
It's just like that. It's literally just like that. Leave it. I have the same problem every time I go. Yeah, treating it differently. It's so funny that they can tell, you know, because you can't really tell. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I missed your Santiago Jarabacoa videos. Me too. Don't worry. More are coming. Stay tuned. Next time I'm there, I'm going to film like 500 videos in 1 week, and I'll get you guys like a ton of content right away. But right now,
I'll try to be there with her.
Yeah, we're all going to do a trip and meet up in Samana. That's where I want to go so badly. For like, sure. I can't stop thinking about. Have you been to Las Galeras or no? It's like basically in Samana.
What? I'm sorry?
Las Galeras.
I don't know that.
It's a really small town. Like, I'm probably saying it wrong. Right near Samana. It's like a fishing town. Oh, it's so pretty. I can't. That's where I did like the villa video where like it's basically in the middle of nowhere. It's amazing. Can you so yes, they treat you a little bit differently there. But can you tell us like a little bit about like maybe like how you decided like that you wanted to do the K-1 visa and like what stage you're at right now in the process?
So I I decided I wanted to do the K-1 visa first off in like January after visiting my fiance in December, and I was like, okay, like,
Mm-hmm.
we're definitely serious, more serious in our relationship. Like, I want him here. So I actually saw an attorney and I had an interview, or like, I want to say, consultation with
Yeah.
an attorney. And I was like, okay, do this by myself? Can I not?
Mm-hmm.
And it took me longer to decide that. So I ended up deciding I'm going to do it by myself. I saw a few videos on YouTube. Like I said, I saw Mills's videos, and Mills was like the one who really motivated me to do it. So I sent my petition March 10th, and I got the NOA one March 18th,
Okay.
right as like the COVID stuff was
Yeah.
starting. So I am currently waiting for the NOA 2.
Okay.
In almost 2 months now.
Perfect. So you don't really have like a date that you like want him here by. I mean, because now everything's up in the air, right? But like, do you? I mean, I guess like sooner the better, right?
Yeah, I mean, originally I thought like, okay, he'll be here by August, maybe the longest, even, I don't know, September, fall goes well.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm just like, whenever he can get here, like, I just want him here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping it will be. I mean, I talked about this in the last video I did, but I hope like that it opens with like for appointments July or August, like that isn't too far, that we could do.
Yeah.
I'm saying we because we're all in this together. But then it's like after the interview,
Yeah, and
he's here so fast.
home,
Oh, it makes it so slow,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's a bit.
Hello.
Can
Can you
you
hear
hear
me?
me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Maybe you didn't say
Okay.
anything. Let me see real quick. Still waiting for your hiking to Mogote video. Oh my gosh. You've never done that hike, right?
What's that?
It's near Haraokoa and it's high. Like, I mean, well, no, that's not, let's see. Mogote. That's not the highest one, I don't think, right? I forget the name of the highest one. Either way, it looks really hard. And I mean, the video would be just me like not breathing, but I'll do it one day, I think. Yeah, that would be fun. So has your fiance ever been to the States before? Like, does he have a tourist visa or will he be coming for the first time?
So he does not. He will be coming for the first time. So I'm kind of excited,
Yeah.
that like, I'm gonna experience his first time here together with
Yeah.
him. Since I feel like that'll make being in New York even more special. Like,
Mhm.
he hasn't been here before, so it's like now he'll have a connection to New York and me. That makes sense.
That's cute. Yeah, that does make sense. I feel like though, I don't know, like, do you think he'll be able to like adapt well? Or do you think that do you think it will be like a big culture shock for him? Or based on your conversations with him and stuff, or his exposure maybe to like American life through like media, do you think he'll integrate like pretty easily?
I think so. He's very good at like adapting overall, and he's very
Mhm.
good at like everything, I would say. So
Great.
it's like I feel like he's always like, how to say it, like he's a very quick learner, he's hardworking, so I feel like he will be just so motivated here and just so like willing to do anything.
Yeah.
And I tell him all the time, like, I've been places and this is the difference. This is, we don't do this in America. This
Mhm.
is only our thing, like, whatever. And he gets it. So it's not like, I feel like it's not going to be too hard on him. But
Yeah.
of course, I'm ready to accept the fact that it is a difference for him and
Yeah.
that it's not going to be easy at all.
Yeah. No, that's great. Real quick, McDougal, hi, love you, miss you. Nicest kid ever. Yeah, I feel like the way that you describe him, like he seems so nice that like I just feel like he'll like do whatever to like, you know, fit in or like adapt. I feel like the hardest thing for him is going to be English and snow. Like,
Yeah, especially because I keep telling him like you've gotta practice your English,
yeah,
like, talk to me about it. And he's
yeah,
like, me da vergüenza. And I'm
I
like,
totally get it, but no,
why? Like,
I know. But like,
uh,
I don't know. He probably knows even more than he like says he does even. You
than he
know?
thinks.
Exactly. Cuz
He
like
does.
I've talked to Dominicans and I'll be speaking Spanish and they'll tell me like I don't speak English and whatever later in the conversation they'll say like full things in English and I'm like you do speak English actually because you know all this stuff but I feel like there's like they're embarrassed to sound dumb or something, which is normal. Like,
And I'm like, but guys are like, I want to say a Dominican man speaking English has like this certain accent
it
that we
does.
love. Like, so I want to hear that. And he's like, no, it's embarrassing, especially with you, and I'm gonna judge you for
Oh
it.
my
Like,
gosh.
we can
Yeah,
practice.
you're
I'm
not
here
going
to
to judge.
help you.
Exactly. I feel like
Exactly.
his, you're so right. Like Dominican guys who just learn English, like when they're older, they all have the same accent and it's so cute. Like, I love it
It
at least.
is. Like, it's just so adorable.
Like Chris doesn't really have
Um,
that accent, but he has an accent, you know, like a little bit. It's not like full on, but it's cute. Like I'm like, he's like, I suck. I'm like, you first of all, can you not? Like you're fluent. Like that I can't. Oh, McDougal's so
he
nice.
is. Like, I'm amazed at how good Chris speaks English.
That's because his mom put him in an institute when he was 6. So it's like compared to that, none of us can compete. Like I didn't start learning Spanish when I was 6. Like I mean, you can because you're fully fluent in
Yeah.
both. But that I'm so jealous of. Uh were we challenged? Oh my gosh. Speak of the devil.
We both can't speak only Spanish for 5
No,
minutes.
did you see
Mills,
the
are you ready?
comment? Did you see the comment I put up? Do you see it? That's Eagle.
Oh,
Coño.
ah,
I guess we have to speak Spanish if he's watching. We should speak Spanish for. Oh, guys, this is so annoying though because Emerly's literally so fluent. I'm
I
rusty.
have my trouble speaking, so
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. You don't though. You're so fluent.
Okay,
I
so
am rusty.
real quick, we're all in like this K-1 DR visa group chat, and
Mhm.
we were talking about it the other day. How like, some of the girls don't speak like Spanish at all. Um, one girl actually like learned it, and like she talks like a Dominican but with a white girl accent. So, I thought to myself, and I'm like, how do they communicate with their fiance who doesn't speak a good
Yeah.
English, first of
Yeah.
all, or, like
At
English in
all.
general?
Yeah.
And I
That's my
thought to
question.
myself, and I was like, because I have trouble communicating with my boyfriend and like telling him things sometimes. Like, I think about something in English and I'm like, how do I say this in Spanish?
Yeah.
So, for you, like, I want to ask you this question. Well, no, because Chris speaks
Chris speaks
English,
English, but it's
but do
like,
you ever find it difficult?
yeah, like you're here with some difficulties, and then I'm here with like when we first met and I wasn't as good at Spanish, like there were times that I was like, pero I don't know how to say this in Spanish. Like idioms, like expressions, like I can't think of a good one, but it's raining cats and dogs. I'm like, well, that doesn't translate directly into Spanish. It's not the same expression. Like if you know, I said that in like certain things you can't translate directly. It means something completely different. So I think like that was a little bit harder, just expressions that I would have to teach him or he would have to teach me. But overall, like, because he was so good at English, it like covered us until like I got better at Spanish. But we mostly speak in English and he like prefers it, honestly. I don't know why. But it is so true. Like,
That's good.
When we're here and then there's someone here who speaks no Spanish and the guy speaks no English, it's always like, well, how are they truly, like, not to say any judgment, right? But like on a deep level, you know? Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
yeah.
is it really real?
Oh, she went there.
Or like,
yeah, I mean, or even like, do you know them on a deep level, and vice versa? Because like when I talked to Chris, when we first met, we talked about not just like, oh, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite color? Where do you work? Where do you live? It's like values and morals and like what's your dreams and your passions and fears, you know, like things to really get to know each other. So if you don't share that
yeah,
common language, I feel like it's kind of hard to like get to know each other on a really deep level. But maybe you do. I
yeah.
don't know. I just don't have that experience, you know? I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to assume that you, well, when you're separated, you can easily like Google Translate it and you kind of
Yeah.
know what to say. And even though it makes no sense, you get the point. But that's what I meant when you asked, like, is it really real, in the sense that like you guys may reach that like deep connection or whatever, but like you're not understanding yourselves 100% because of the fact that our languages don't fully translate
Yeah.
100%. So
Even
you
let's
might not even understand it 100%.
exactly. Even on like the most basic level, let's say like te quiero mucho is so different from te amo. And we don't have that in English. So like the little tiny
Yep.
things, like if I translate on Google what you say in Spanish, there's a disconnect in English. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't always mean the same thing. Like if I translate te quiero mucho, it's going to say like I want you or I like you, or maybe it will say I love you, but it doesn't mean what te amo means. So it's like certain things I just feel like get
Exactly.
lost in translation. But that's why I think it's so important to like, you know, really get to know each other as best as you can, I guess. I don't know.
It's that you said that about te quiero mucho, because that's, for a Dominican, that's like, or for a Hispanic overall, that's usually what you say before you say te amo. So
Yeah.
like I know in my situation, before I was te amo, I'd be like, okay, like
Aw.
que duermas bien, te quiero mucho. It's like I love you, but I don't like
I'm not in
love
love
you
with
that
you.
much.
I'm
Yeah,
not
if
in
that
love
makes
with you.
sense.
Yeah. Like you're not my lover. I like
It's hard to translate it.
it
It
is hard
doesn't
to
directly
translate.
translate.
And it's funny because like I said it to Chris once, not even thinking. I said it like after we were past Te Amo, and he was like, "What?" Like thinking I meant I love him less now. He's like, "Te quiero." Like we don't say that, and I was like, "Oh, my bad." But like there, it's funny because like I say "Te amo" to his parents, and they say that to me. So it's like I don't know. It's just like levels. Like
It's definitely like, it's definitely on a level. Like you can't tell your wife te quiero because it's not the same as te amo. But like you can tell
not
your
at all.
girlfriend te quiero and it's fine. I get what you're saying.
It's fine for a little bit. But
It's
like
it's hard to like just
it's hard to
manage
explain.
that overall. So
All right, should we speak Spanish a little bit? Emerly's so good. Okay, what should we talk about? My fat ass is always like, "Oh, what's your favorite food?" um, okay, vamos a hablar sobre las diferencias entre dominicanos y de RD y dominicanos en Estados Unidos. Cuando tú estás allá, ¿tú piensas que hay una diferencia o no? Como Look, sí, ya. O
Si hay una
aquí.
diferencia entre los dominicanos sobre todo, aquí y allá, o específicamente los hombres o qué.
Lo que sea.
El dominicano aquí se medio olvida a veces de dónde vino. El
Mm,
dominicano aquí es privón comparado al dominicano allá.
Aquí. Bueno.
Aquí.
Ujú,
Porque creen que, está mayor, ya yo soy mejor que los que están allá. Y no es así.
ujú.
So, lo estoy diciendo, bueno, estoy hablándole un poco más claro. Algunos no se ofendan, pero
Está
la
bien.
mayoría son así, es verdad.
No.
Ah,
También, yo creo que
¿Qué más?
yo creo que un dominicano aquí, bueno, un dominicano que vivía allá y ahora, como por ejemplo, no sé, un hombre ahora vive aquí en Estados Unidos y él va a visitar, él quiere traer regalos, él quiere llevar como jewels y like, tú sabes, que él quiere ser perfecto en el avión, tú sabes, como, bueno,
A eso es que me
y
refiero.
las chicas.
También, pero el hombre más. El hombre se quiere ir de aquí para allá con sus cadenas, que si su reloj, que si bien vestidito, bien recortadito, el perfume en el aire que lo huele hasta el maletero en Santo Domingo, él estando aquí,
De verdad. Los
no,
Nike,
yo siento que aquí, después que llegan aquí, se ponen un poco más privado.
de verdad. Bueno, yo creo que sí. Y is this a joke? Who put this? Are you from Yugoslavia? Who?
Not me.
Not me either. Was that enough Spanish? Aiden says, yeah, cool, bye. No, I feel like there are a lot of differences between like Dominicans here and there. Like when you're raised here and when you're raised there. But it all comes down to like the individual person. It could be different, but there's just like a different attitude, I think, about, like around them.
Overall, like, let's say Dominicans our age or teenagers even are different, of course, compared to Dominicans over there. So Dominicans over there have more of like a tigueraje, like
Mm-hmm.
they're more street
Street
smart and
smart.
like,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, like more. They have that tigueraje where like you see a kid here and you're like, oh my god, he's not like he has to be American. He's a little like a paraguayo, let's say.
Oh my god. I'm done. But yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not all of them, but like there is a difference that you can tell. Like, I don't know, there is. But let's see, the Dominican guys, they always say amor. I know in Canada you would not say that to a woman. So true. And sometimes I'm still like, when Chris is like talking to a Dominican or whatever, and he says like gracias mi amor or something, I'm automatically like, what? And then I'm like, oh, that's okay.
that's so
I don't have to be
natural.
like jealous, but that's not really a thing here, like being really loving, I don't see
Yeah,
it.
because it's like in DR, you get something and they'll be like, gracias, mi amor. And it comes out so natural where like here you get something and you won't be like, thank you, my love.
Ew, that would be
They're in
so
love.
creepy. Like literally
That
at
is
a
creepy.
drive-through, or like anything. It's normal. I don't know why in Spanish that sounds normal, and maybe it's because they made it normal because they say it all the time. But here it's like I would just be like, dude, what are you doing in English?
Literally.
Oh my gosh, they're bad mouthing Dominicans in the US. We are not. Emerly's a Dominican in the
No,
US.
I didn't say. Yeah, I didn't say all Dominicans are like that. I said most of them,
Yeah.
or many of them. Uh, I always said to myself, like, I don't see myself marrying someone who is not Dominican. So I'm not gonna sit here and sound like a hypocrite saying like, oh yeah, Dominicans are this. No, 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 that's not what I meant. Um,
It's
not
fine.
like, it's just the differences between them here.
I always get comments like they're like, "You hate us." I'm like, "Yeah, I hate you. You're right. Definitely." Do you think, okay, I forgive you. Do you think did you always want to marry Dominican? Did you care if they were like from the DR Dominican? Did you want to marry like an American Dominican? Or you just knew you wanted someone, doesn't matter, with like the same culture?
Okay. There are Dominicans who can't even speak Spanish. So it's like
That are
I
from the
can't
States.
myself here.
Yeah,
Like, a Dominican who was born here who
right,
doesn't speak Spanish,
right.
like is very American. It's like
Mhm.
I find myself I find it difficult to even imagine like thinking about that because I'm like, I want my kids to know Spanish. I want my kids to be
Yeah,
fluent. Like I love the Dominican culture and it's like
yeah,
if you can't even speak Spanish, you're technically not even Dominican. Like you just have Dominican descent. So,
yeah. Yeah, it sucks because like
it's like
it's not their fault if they can't speak English, because I know some parents come here and they want them to like get immersed and stuff. But it is funny, like even when I meet Dominicans from here and they say I'm Dominican, I get so pumped. I'm like, oh my gosh, pero like de donde eres? Like so excited. And they're like, oh, I've never been there. And I'm like, oh my, you've never been there? Like I can't talk to you about the DR now. Or I'll say like, we'll talk about food, obviously. And they're like, no, I don't really eat Dominican food. And then I'm like, well, I don't even know what to talk about now. Like, I guess, to me, then it's
that
like,
was
all right,
like
you're American.
that was me when people would be like, "Oh, mango, oh my God, plátano," and I'm like, "I don't like plátano. Like, it's
Oh,
not my favorite food. You can't assume that because I Dominican, I like plátano. Like, I eat it now, but it is not my favorite food." So,
no, but like you're like immersed in the culture and stuff, and you eat like Dominican food, and uh you speak the language, and you visit, like I would say that you're like in tune with the culture and you respect it and you love it.
yeah. Plus, my parents never completely lost the Dominican culture, so
Yeah.
uh, in my house we still like cook very Dominican foods. We speak Spanish, like
I'm coming
the
over.
typical Dominican. You should. I really want you to.
I'm gonna. McDougal says, thank you for your love towards our country, Emerly. He's one of Chris's best friends in Santiago.
Of course, it's our country.
Yeah, it's our
In
country.
Santiago, it's our country. Yes, I love Santiago. Like I feel like Santiago is just such a beautiful city.
It is.
Um, it's just like nice and
Mhm.
clean and I would if I had the choice I would also move to Santiago. Like I don't mind.
Yeah, and I
It's
think
easier for me
people,
to live in Santo Domingo because all my family's there, but I wouldn't be opposed to living in Santiago.
no, I think people in Santiago are nicer too, just because there's like less of them and it's like more of like a smaller feel, even though it's the second biggest city. I still do think people are a little bit nicer. Like when I'm in Santo Domingo, it feels more like New York, where people are like busy. They're not as like stop to talk and stuff unless they know you. So I really like that, like kind of, I don't know, like feel that people are nice, and yeah.
Okay, so that nobody gets offended, it's like Santiago is low in and Santo Domingo is like Harlem, Washington Heights area. Like it's all Manhattan, but it's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah, if people live in New York, they would get that, right?
Yeah,
I feel like they would get that.
definitely.
How old are you? Right. I guess that means you. She's a baby.
I am 21 years old. I'm a
Next
baby.
question. I'm just kidding. My boyfriend is from Dominican. He says it's respect to the woman to say like mi amor and stuff. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if someone says that to me over there, I don't get offended. I don't take it personal.
No.
Like, it's nothing. It literally means nothing. It's just so natural.
Yeah, like they don't like mean it. Like they're being nice and they're being polite, but it doesn't mean that they're in love with you or anything like that. They're just being nice.
Yeah.
It's like an auto response too. Mills, have you ever been to Los Pepines, Santiago? I have. Are you guys talking about the K-1 pizza? Not this moment, but we can. If you have any questions, we can. I think that someone said like
Mills is more of an expert.
What?
I was gonna say you're more of an expert, but I've also done a lot of research, so I can also answer questions.
Yeah, if you have questions, we can answer them. She is in the process right now, and I'm coming out of it a little bit, still like waiting for the green card because it's a never-ending process. But yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, let's see. Emerly's waiting for her interview. Well, actually, she's waiting for the NOA 2 and then the interview, which is all up in the air because we don't know when the borders are going to open, when the embassy is going to open. But hopefully, like we said, by like July, August. I saw someone comment and be like, on my last video, they're like, no, flights won't be open until 2021. And I was like, I just don't think that's true, right? Like, like they should, no.
You hear so many different things that it gets to a point where like you can't believe things. So you know, it was like we were hearing about the coronavirus overall in like January or December, I want to say, and we were like, yeah, it'd never make it to New York. It would never be as bad as China. And they did all this research, and here we are. So it's like you really can't believe everything you hear.
I just hope that it has to be this year. Like, if not, what they need to do is allow Skype interviews for the embassy. You could do a Skype interview and eco goes or whatever, but like it can't be like a whole year, off. I don't think. Personally.
Yeah, no. And it's kind of like a surprise to me that you have they recommend you attend the interview in the Dominican Republic, whereas in most countries you're not allowed to be there.
No, it's
so
so
that
weird.
kind of makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because in other countries you would just be like, he can go.
I completely thought like you couldn't go, and then I started watching videos and I started asking questions, and I'm like, oh my God, you do have to go, or they recommend you go.
They do. It's so weird that like you do go, and in other countries you're not even allowed inside the embassy. So it's just so important, I feel like, for people to go if they can. So I think that if the planes don't open or if people don't feel safe traveling, they should offer like a Skype option for the American side, personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Brenny said, yeah, thanks. I wanted to know how long did it take you to receive the NOA 2. So it took me 5 whole months. We got the NOA 1, let's see, it was December 24th, 2018. And we got the NOA 2 May 24th. So it was like exactly 5 months. And unfortunately, we saw a lot of people getting approved before us from February, March, April. And I was calling like all the time the last few weeks to just, check up on it. And sometimes you can like put in an inquiry and not push it along, but try to get some action. So mine was, I'm not saying like so long, but it was a little bit long compared to, I think, normal. Like Emerly, now it's like 3 to 4 months, right?
Yeah, so when I spoke to the lawyer about that, he was like,
Mhm.
yeah, mostly like my clients have it to the US within 6 months of like starting the process and
Oh,
like
I
very
would.
easily. Like he had one client who even the whole process took 4 months.
That's what
Where
they
we
told
got
me
their
at
NOE2
first.
within like 2 months of um they got their NOE2 within 2 months of sending the petition, and it was like all super fast. And I was like, okay, this is great. Like, I'm
Yeah.
doing this. He's gonna be here. That's it. But of course, my luck, here we are.
Yeah, but that's not even true, honestly. Like the whole process for me was from, we started doing the paperwork in November and stuff, but we didn't send it until December. So let's say December to August. So like that's not 4 months, and it all depends on when you get
Yeah.
your interview. Like if they're all full, then you wait. And I mean, yeah, it's not as, that's not that fast, unfortunately.
So did you use, you know how Visa Journey tells you like your estimated approval date?
Yeah.
Um, did you use that when you were in the process?
I think so. I didn't have like a profile on my visa journey and I didn't like post, but I did go on to their like timetable estimation things and see. And I don't even remember now, but I'm pretty sure I was like a little bit further along past that because I saw a lot of people getting approved before us. Um, so it was like annoying, but I think Visa Journey is like good to see what other people are doing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was accurate because I keep getting emails saying like your estimated date of approval is like in July 20th, which is about 4 months exactly after I sent all the stuff. So I'm like,
I
maybe
could
they
say,
are
yeah,
right,
that
or
could be
I don't know
accurate.
if that's just like
4 months. I would put in my head like 4 months,
I mean
but
it's that.
I know.
Yeah.
Whenever I start my K-1 visa, I'm going to be so nervous. Yeah, I was nervous too, but as long as you proofread everything, double check it, ask questions, you'll be all good. It's
Yeah, I feel like there's no real need to be nervous. Because it's like, a lot of people are successful. It's very straightforward.
mhm.
It's just, be you, give them what they ask for. Don't try to go overboard and just do what you.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you have a genuine relationship and you have all of the evidence to prove it, and you're going to read and reread directions, then you don't have anything to worry about. Um,
Yeah.
Coco asks, what type of questions do they ask during the interview? So I actually did a video on this maybe a couple months ago, if you want to like look back. But for me personally, they only asked us like 6 questions. We had a nice interviewer. He was friendly but serious. Like you go up, you give an oath that you'll both tell the truth. And then he asked us, let's see if I can remember now. You have to watch that video because like that was fresher. Like I remembered everything, but he asked us how we met. Um, he asked me like, what do I teach? Because at that point I was living in the DR and we met when I moved to the DR. He asked Chris where he went to college. He asked us if we had wedding plans. And I think he asked if he had ever visited Arizona. And that was it. Like our interview was literally like 5 minutes and it was super straightforward. And then he like did a couple things and then he was like, congratulations, you've been approved. Just like that. And I was like crying because it's me. But our interview always, but our interview was very, very easy. And I think that's because so when they get your packet, the interviewer can see if it's been flagged for anything, right? So say I was like 30 years older than Chris, or we have 4 kids between us, or we have a divorce and we met once, like all those things. I'm not saying red flags, but they are a little bit more like, let's look into it a little bit more. Like we might ask them more questions. And since we literally had like none of those things, I think it was just our file wasn't marked off like that. And it was just easy. So luckily, because people in our group, some of them got interrogated, sadly.
Yeah, I feel like certain things call their attention, and I feel like it also depends on who you get, because
Oh,
I
for
have
sure.
heard horror stories, and I
Yeah.
have heard stories about like how easy it is, and I'm like, okay, like we're in between. I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
do this and hope for the best.
Yeah, like it does depend who you get. They all are they're all American. Not to say none of them are like Dominican American, but they all are American citizens. Some of them don't even speak very good Spanish. I mean, they're all supposed to speak Spanish though. But mine was American. He was like a young white guy. He was nice. We brought all of our evidence, photos, like everything you need to bring, and they didn't open anything. They didn't ask to see any pictures, any flight receipts, any proof of the wedding, like that we planned, nothing like that. But I have friends where they said, like, let me see this, this, and this. So that's why you go in expecting the worst.
Yeah,
Or
of
I would
course.
expect the worst. Um,
I mean, I'm getting all my stuff ready, and I'm like, even if they don't ask for it, I want to have it just in
mhm.
case, like, pictures, flights, conversation receipts, calls,
Yeah.
money transfers, you name it. Like, I'm putting it all in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, because the worst case scenario is they ask you something and you don't have it, and then you get denied because you don't have it. It's like, no, let's just avoid that. And I brought 2 huge binders that I went through on that first video, and like they didn't ask me anything, but I wasn't like mad that I brought it. I was like, well, I have it just in case, you know? So that's
Yeah.
what I recommend. We're also waiting for an NOA2 after receiving an RFE. Bendiciones igual. Yeah, RFEs
That's igual, man.
suck. You don't want an RFE. That's like request for more evidence. Say like Emerly didn't send in her or her fiance's birth certificate. That can slow the whole process down by 2 weeks or over a month. So yeah, RFEs are definitely not fun. But you did send in his birth certificate, so right?
The birth certificate? No.
Oh, wait, actually, I don't think you
The
need that.
passport?
Sorry, never mind. Don't listen.
You don't need that for the I-29.
No,
Not
you
yet.
need it
No, you
later.
scared me. Whoa.
I know. Sorry, we
But
sent it just in case.
I did commit the mistake of sending in a physical photo album. I printed it at Walmart. I
Oh
thought
yeah,
like whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, that was me. So they sent me a letter back like 30 later after they received it. Or like, we can't accept this. Like, please send in another format of like pictures, just because they can't actually file that. Because what I'm assuming is, put the binder holes in it and like put it away, send it to whoever, the NVC, and that's how they file it. So they couldn't file, my like, I don't know, it was like an 8x10
Yeah,
picture
fine.
book. So I literally got that letter in the mail, printed out the pictures in like Microsoft Word, and like put who was in the picture, the
Yeah.
date, where we were, and I sent it, like paid for overnight shipping, and I
Oh
was
my
like, all
gosh.
right, we're good to go.
Yeah, that's good.
And I got the NOA one 2 days after that. So
Oh yeah, that's not even like really. Yeah, that's not technically an RFE, but I'm glad you got it to them quickly. We sent every form of documentation. However, there were a list of files by a case handler at the Cal. I don't get it. Yeah, I think some people get an RFE and they already sent the thing in, and the people don't look at it, which would infuriate me if I sent it in. That happened to one of my friends. She sent in like whatever, and they asked for it, and she was like, "It's right in front of you," but she still had to send it back in. So that slowed it down.
And there's also someone in our group chat who said that the packet received an RFE because they didn't check a box.
One
They
box.
left one answer blank or something like that. Yeah. So, it's like stuff like that that can delay you months even in the process. So, for those of you who haven't started or are planning to start it, if you're going to do it by yourself, um, definitely like reread it. If you have to like reread it, do that. Because I did that. I actually had it filled out for a while and I kept going back in and I'd
Yeah.
be like, okay, this section looks good. And I'd make sure like I had everything right, every direction, every box, every, you name it, I checked it. Um, just because like I had heard that story where like
Mhm.
she missed the box and she got an RFE and
So annoying.
it caused a delay.
It does. And like I've checked people's uh I've checked people's a couple people's visa, like I-29F, just like review it for them. Cause sometimes like a second set of eyes just really helps you not miss something. Although most people don't want to like pay for a lawyer to do it. So sometimes, if you know someone in the process, it's helpful to get them to just like look at it for you if they will.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had a consultation with a lawyer,
Yeah,
and he basically told
expensive.
me that I would be filling everything out by myself. He would like review everything and all that stuff, but I was basically going to do it all on my own. So I was like, what even is the point of having a lawyer?
Yeah, that I can't
Um,
believe they said that to
so,
you.
that's when I decided. I was like, if I can do this by myself, and I asked questions and I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this by myself. I'm gonna save those $3,000 or whatever it was that he was charging me, which I thought was
expensive.
also a bit overpriced, but to each its own.
It is expensive. San Pedro. San Pedro was really fun. I went there with my friend and we saw a baseball game and got McDonald's and drove around.
Ah,
It's Have you been to San Pedro?
what? I'm sorry.
Have you been there before? San Pedro?
It like cut. I've passed by there on my way to like Punta Cana and
Yeah,
stuff, but I
that's true.
haven't actually like been there.
It's such a different vibe from Santiago. It's like hilarious. Like it is so opposite from Santiago. Like the way that people dress, act, it's like really it was so interesting for me to be like see the difference. Like so
Yeah,
it was very different. Completely
it's
different
fun
like
to
style
see.
of clothes. It was
That's like what stands out the most to you, right?
Yeah, probably like the style. Because if you're comparing like Santiago and San Pedro, like San Pedro had like slicked back hair, like complete, like really, really groomed, like waxed eyebrows, the chains, the tiger shirts. And I was just like, it's so funny because they don't really dress like that in Santiago. Not to say like that's bad or anything. It was just interesting to see like how different each part is.
Yeah, there are differences overall.
Brenny said, I heard it's going to be to take until 2020 to start doing interviews again. I can't believe that though. Do you? I don't think so. I see. I'm just saying I don't think so. Not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that because I refuse to believe it.
Because it's like they literally like just skipped a whole year then, or like they just lost a whole year of
Yeah, and then it's pushed
business in
back.
a way.
So the people who are from January that got canceled now they're first, and everyone else like they need to do like online interviews, right?
Yeah, I feel like they have to find some sort of alternative um, for the interview process, or just like some way to at least like speed up the process for
Yeah,
everybody, because it's not just like, oh yeah, now I have to wait because I have a date planned for September, but now I have to cancel it. No, it's like everyone who works at the embassy and all the people who are applying for visas, and not just K-1 visas, the CR ones, and
yeah,
like people
everything.
who are just applying for a tourist
Tourist, yeah.
visa or whatever, all of that is delayed. So it's like, you know, I am so like pro Skype reviews or like whatever
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, we also have to accept like they have their protocols and they have their ways of like seeing if it's a genuine relationship, if it's like
Right.
if you deserve your visa or if, whatever. So
Yeah, it just sucks,
may it
like,
not last this
people who
long.
are waiting and, like, I mean, I don't want to be like, wow, it sucks, like, when people are dying, right? But when there's ways around it, like the Skype interview or streamlining the process because it's very, like, antiquated, like, they need to update the process and streamline everything to make it more
Yeah.
faster, but, like, faster as a result of being more efficient. And I just feel like there's just alternatives to, instead of just being like, no, not till 2021. And I don't even know if that's like 100% true or not, but I hope not, because like everyone that I know that's been waiting for so long, like that would suck when there's options. I know.
That's
It's okay.
time.
You'll be
I
like
mean,
moving to the DR by that point.
Yeah, totally. I think there has to be like some sort of alternative for them, or like they could even practice social distancing and like, the embassy or whatever, like, I don't know, you stand the 6 feet away from me and wear your mask or whatever, and I could interview you like that. We'll only take 15 people a day, like
Yeah,
something to get it moving.
something. I
Not
agree.
like just completely shut off everything, like you're all effed.
Screwed.
Sorry,
Yeah,
but yeah.
basically. That's insane. Are there any like last questions? I have a meeting. So if you have any last
I'm
questions,
like reading the comments
let
now
us
too.
know. I know. I'm like dying to go to the DR. But if not, just let everyone in for this COVID period. Yeah. If there's no questions, like this will be live or this will be up on the channel after that. So you can always just comment. And if you have a question for Emerly, like I can always ask her. She can answer it on the channel. If you don't have any for right now. But thank you so much for coming on. And she did it so last minute. I was like, hey, want to do a video? And she's like, sure. Like most people are like, I'm scared.
That's the thing about me though, like rarely do I ever say no. So Mo's texted me this morning. She's like, hey, I want to do a video with you. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And today? Like, when do you want to do
I know.
this?
I was like, when? She's like, today. Most people are like, okay, give me a week. I'm scared. I'm camera shy. People are mean. I'm like, no one's gonna be mean to you. Like, if anything, they'll be mean to me. But Emerly's like, sure, let's do it. I was like, yes, that's the spirit. And no one was mean to you. Actually,
I mean,
everyone
how
loves
a
you.
Dominican would say, yo entro en todo. Like, I'm down
Right.
to do whatever, whenever, and we're doing it.
I love that. That's exactly the attitude to have, I think. Yes, I want to go back to DR too. But no, thank you so much. Comment if you guys she doesn't have YouTube, but comment if you have any questions. Emily will answer. I'll answer. We'll have to do like another one again about a different topic, but I appreciate all of you guys watching. I'll have an edited video up this week. Sorry, I've been doing more lives. But I like engaging with you guys. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mills, for having me as well.
So well spoken. I love her. Okay, thank you guys so much.
I try.
You do. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.